Hello, in this video I'm going to walk you through what Metis is, how to use it, and what you can get from using Metis. Metis focuses on multiple areas around your database to make sure that your databases are always in great condition and never fail. The first area Metis focuses on is the prevention part. We want to make sure that you do not deploy faulty code to your production. We do it by analyzing your interactions with database just when you are writing your code talking to the database, by analyzing your pull requests, by integrating with your CI/CD pipelines, and by analyzing everything that happens before you even go to production. So in this kind of monitoring, what we do is we make sure that the changes you are trying to apply will not take your database down, will be running fast and smoothly, and will be safe to deploy so you can deploy them automatically. Next, Metis focuses on your production database to provide you with observability, meaning that we do not want to swamp you with raw data, but we want to give you a proper understanding of all the things happening around. We want to connect the dots, showing you that you deployed something last week and now your distribution of the data changed and you have different access patterns, meaning that this leads to increased CPU usage because your queries stopped using an index. So we want to connect all of the dots and provide them in clear and readable manner so you immediately see what's going on. And last but not least, Metis wants to give you actionable insights and automated troubleshooting. We want to give you the actual recipes for improving your database and fixing the interactions when they are not efficient, instead of just giving you vague idea of what may be wrong and how to fix it. So let's jump straight to features of Metis and let's see how to use them in action. What we see on the screen at this point is the main screen of Metis with the projects. What I can do now is I can click on a project, and now Metis is going to show me three pillars that I briefly mentioned before. The first pillar is focusing on the prevention part and understanding how to prevent the bad code from reaching production. So Metis can integrate with your applications of whatever choice, whatever language, and whatever tech stack you have, and can, for instance, indicate you that, hey, those are the queries that have been running, those are the APIs that have been exposed by your application, and this is the interaction with the API of your application. So there was a REST call of post type that received 201 HTTP code. It also took this long, started this time, and there were a couple of issues that we identified. So if we now click on a particular interaction, what we see is the summary of the API call and how it interacted with the database. So we can see the number of rows it read, number of rows it returned. We can see the SQL statement that was executed behind the scenes. We can get the nice and easy visualization of the screen showing us exactly what operations the database executed. We can see the summary of all the tables, but most importantly, we can see the insights of what was wrong. Each insight is showing us a particular issue that this given query had when interacting with the database. We also provide the insight details, the impact, and most importantly, we give you the remediation plan, showing you immediately how to fix the problem that you are seeing. So you don't need to dig deeper and understand all the things behind the scenes. You can just take those remediation plans, apply them, and off you go, your code is fixed. The next thing we do is we capture the CI/CD interactions. So we can integrate with your CI/CD server and, for instance, capture the pull requests as they were flowing through, so we can analyze the performance of your pull requests just like the way we did just a second ago. But we can also analyze schema migrations. For instance, we can analyze that you would like to change the schema, create columns, tables, indexes, whatever else, and we can analyze whether it's safe to do so. For instance, we can tell you that you are trying to drop an index, but according to your production server that we selected for the enrichment, we see that the index has been used this many times in the last week. So it's not safe to drop such an index. So this way, what we can do is we can monitor your CI/CD process and warn you whenever you're performing an action that may take your database down. The next thing we are doing is we want to integrate with your production servers. So when you click on production, you can pick the databases and servers that you would like to use for production enrichment. So you can select the server and the database that is going to be used to compare with, meaning that whenever we try to analyze schema migrations on performance, we can compare it with the production database, showing you that those things will probably take this particular database down, and this database is like the true source of truth for our comparisons. But we can also go to monitoring of such a database. Once we click view data, we enter the monitoring screen. On this screen, we show you the infrastructure metrics like CPU, memory, throughput, active sessions, and other stuff. And we can also show you things around your particular database server, for instance, configurations, and we can analyze your configurations and give you insights about the configuration values and how they should be tweaked. We can also give you the list of all the databases, and when we go to database screen, we get metrics focusing on the particular SQL database. So what we see on the screen is we see metrics about transactions, rows, temporary files, or cache hits, but we can also get insights about particular databases and all the things in the database. So we can, for instance, give you database sizes and show you how many dead rows the particular table has. Or we can analyze your schema and go through each tables and show you how you can improve the schema of particular tables to improve the performance. We can also go through indexes and show you the index usage history and, for instance, indicate you that those indexes, they haven't been used for like last 2 weeks, maybe consider dropping them. Last but not least, we can also show you last queries in real time, how they are flowing through your database, and we can analyze those queries, and for instance we can give you the history of all the calls with the insights, execution plan, and all the stuff that you need to improve the performance of your database. So this is what Metis gives you. It focuses on preventing the bad code from reaching production. It gives you very nice observability and understanding of what's going on in your database server, and it also gives you automated troubleshooting and actionable insights that show you and guide you how to fix the performance issues you are observing with your databases. So just use Metis, never fly blind again, and put your database performance on steroids and never face any issues in the future. Thank you for listening.